Hey Star Warriors, Star Geek here, to review the recently released Comic-Con 2015 reel of behind-the-scenes footage from Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. This was one of the best Star Wars related media pieces that has been released in the past 10 years. Far better than both of the trailers combined. The 3-minute 43-second video highlights so many aliens, sets, scenes, actors, characters, and film sequences. I have a lot to talk about in a short period of time, so let's hop right into it. The video starts by showing us clapperboards introducing us to many sets: a barren desert, the Millennium Falcon, a ship hallway, R2-D2, the stormtroopers we saw in the first trailer, and an alien with a lady. This clip is very interesting. He looks like a Han Solo type smuggler, and with the girl by his side, this scenario reminds me of this deleted scene. Our heroes will probably negotiate with him at some point in the cantina, or he may be one of the rumored castle dwellers. We've seen this big creature before in this Vanity Fair image, along with other aliens that we see later in this behind-the-scenes video. Many months ago, some TFA concept art leaked, including this crashed TIE fighter. This reel shows us a few different clips of an authentic TIE fighter laid burning in the desert. A miniature model and the practical prop both bring us right into the Star Wars universe. I still think that this is John Boyega's vehicle that he crashes before this scene, but only time will tell. We get a couple shots of the Falcon set, both outside and inside. The next shot of this alien is very interesting. This practical creature is operated by an actor off screen. It mimics his facial expressions, giving it a look of realism. This little technological advancement since the other films were released, yet still using practical props, fits perfectly with Mark Hamill's next statement.
Real sets. Practical effects.
You've been here, but you don't know this story.
Nothing's changed, really. I mean, everything's changed, but nothing's changed. That's the way you want it to be, really.
It's a great quote that I think will summarize Episode 7 perfectly. Then we see a shot of Poe Dameron being escorted, supposedly, to some sort of prison cell, most likely on the new Star Destroyer. At some point he gets captured, probably between a battle between these X-Wings and the First Order. Here we can see Lupita Nyong'o motion capturing her expressions for her pirate character, Maz Kanata. This next part is very exciting for me. We finally get to see C-3po from The Force Awakens. His dark red arm looks much better on screen than it did in these leaked images. In fact, it seems more black than maroon. He looks great, and I can't wait to hear more about his role, and exactly how he got that arm. There are a few sequences of the crew working out in the desert with Kathleen Kennedy. In the background, we see a large robotic dog type thing, with BB-8 and a green screen man in front of it. You can see this creature on the cover of the new Star Wars Look and Find book. Maybe this is Rey's robot pet or something. In this shot, we see the structure from the first teaser and a half-built Millennium Falcon. J.J. Abrams then gives a speech to the cast and crew about starting filming the first day on The Force Awakens, which is pretty historic and thrilling.
We are here on day one of Star Wars Episode 7.
You're here.
How incredible is that?
Then a montage kicks in of real explosions, vehicles, green screen sets, and stormtroopers, featuring Oscar Isaac and his X-Wing, as well as Kylo Ren debarking this vehicle. Simon Pegg shares his views on working on a film series that he loves so much, confirming his involvement in Episode 7.
My whole life has led to this moment. I'm in heaven.
Chewbacca gets his spotlight in this video where they show the making of the iconic mask, and how everyone who comes across Peter Mayhew in the Chewie suit just wants to hug him, already wearing the suit out. It's great to see Peter Mayhew looking fit and spry playing once again as the big walking carpet. Next to him is Daisy Ridley, sitting in place of Han. Scenes of various aliens flash by, with most of them trying to cool off the same way that they've done it for both the original trilogy and the prequels. There's also a pink astromech droid in the corner of the screen, possibly KT-QT. This looks like the head of another creature from the Vanity Fair photo, and there's some sort of six-eyed monster in the background that also appears in the picture. Stormtrooper armor and a Resistance helmet make cameos. The walking hermit-type creature that we saw in the Force for Change video was shown here, as well as live on stage at San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. It's been released that his name is Baba Joe, and we can see Simon Pegg in his costume. We can also see a bunch of concept art photos in the background of this clip. It looks like Rey next to the Falcon in this image, and the rest are a bit too out of focus to really make out anything, but they mostly look like they're from the market area, or Rey's home on Jakku. The next clip shows... oh, it's a Gonk Droid. Hey Gary! Gary, come here for a second. Hey, Gary, come on over here, check this out. Pretty cool, right? A new Gonk Droid. Gary listening? Hello? Gary? Gary? Hello? Gary? Hey, snap out of it. Come on, I've got to finish this episode. Gary? Gary? Gary! Okay, that's enough, Gary. Get out of here. I'm moving on to the next scene. Sorry, Gary. The next scene shows us... Alright, I knew this new restraining bolt would come in handy. Sorry, Gary, but I have to finish this episode. Sorry. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah. Up next, we see a very cool looking alien wearing a red helmet. He was also seen in the Vanity Fair photo, and definitely stood out. In the background, there are a bunch of photos of creatures and aliens. Monkey-type things, masked things, creepy things, basically just a bunch of things. But we can also see something that looks like Bosk, or at least a Trandoshan of some type. Seeing the people who worked on building the X-Wings and the Millennium Falcon is great, as you get to hear how their childhood dreams came true. It's also fun to see JJ directing, and watching some shots being played out. In the background we can see C-3po, but in this scene his arm looks much more red than in the first clip. Next we see some type of soldiers, creatures, droids, or maybe people that we've never seen before running down a hallway. Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and the Millennium Falcon really pop out on screen and scream Star Wars. This is an interesting sequence of Daisy Ridley piloting the Millennium Falcon on this machine. I can't wait to see what these shots are going to look like in the final film. With CGI elements shot on IMAX, technology is definitely quickly advancing. Flying stormtroopers and explosions make for a fun shot, and the environment we see them running in looks almost like a destroyed temple. More shots of the Falcon and John Boyega are great, but what's next is even better. A close-up shot of R2 is great as always, but seeing C-3po finally complete and in action for the first time in so long is pretty exciting for me. His mannerisms are captured in only 2 seconds, and his arm is shown off quite well. His environment looks like the same place that Leia is seen in the trailer, with technology surrounding him everywhere. Domhnall Gleeson's reaction to R2 and 3PO being iconic images is spot on, and we can't wait to see if Finn and Rey will become just as famous. Speaking of Domhnall, it's recently been announced that he will be playing General Hux, the man we saw standing in front of this crowd, and most likely Captain Phasma's boss. He will probably be a Tarkin-type character, and I think he definitely fits the part. He runs Starkiller Base, an homage to Luke Skywalker's original name. The small clip of Lawrence Kasdan and J.J. Abrams sitting in a small portion of a giant set show that practical effects are really being put to their greatest extent, bringing us back to the original trilogy. Admiral Akbar and Yen Nub's short cameos are fun and expected after the leak images from last week. We then see Princess Leia for the first time in over 30 years with her new outfit and hairstyle. Carrie Fisher looks like she belongs in the environment, as do these coffee-drinking stormtroopers. I'm definitely not fond of this ugly-looking, out-of-place Muppet, but it's cool to see Warwick Davis on set. J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy reviewing footage, Anthony Daniels taking in the environment on set, Harrison Ford and the new actors placing themselves in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. The Force Awakens is looking up. And that ends off the reel. Let me tell you, I thought that the teasers that we had gotten were great, even the mismatched and jumbled up clips from the first trailer. But after seeing this video, I'm speechless. It feels like Star Wars again. I am by no means a prequel hater. In fact, I quite enjoy them, but just seeing all of the practical props and creatively crafted creatures and characters is reminding me of the original trilogy more than anything, and I'm so happy that it can do that. It's like a mix of The Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope bundled up into one film. How much better can it get? Just a 4-minute video has had such an impact on people, and has gotten the doubters to start trusting in Episode 7. I can't wait to see it when it comes out. Subscribe to Star Geek for weekly Star Wars content. If you like the channel, please tell a friend. If you enjoyed the video, please shoot that like button at light speed. You can go check out my Facebook page linked in the description. Also check out my Twitter account at StarGeekYT, and find me on Instagram by the same handle. Click on the link to the left for my last video, my experience at Star Wars Celebration. You can also click on the right to watch my review on the second Star Wars trailer. Don't forget to like the video, and comment on your own opinions of this reel. Until we meet again in a galaxy far, far away, this has been Star Geek. Oh, I totally forgot about Gary. Oh gosh, here. I am so sorry about that, Gary. I just got caught up in the outro of the video, and I completely forgot about you. Well, I mean, I didn't completely forget about you, you know, it wasn't intentional or anything like that. I mean, you're pretty unforgettable because you're kind of Gary? Are you even listening?